Greetings and welcome to another episode of SPCA Stories. Hope you are all doing well. If you are new to us, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. I'm Dawn Fenton, SPCA Monterey County Content and Education Manager, and we are coming to you from the SPCA Monterey County Claire Jacobson Learning Center in the beautiful, incomparable Salinas, California. My guest this time is Blanca Marquez, South County Educator for SPCA Monterey County. Blanca is kind, energetic, incredibly smart, and wonderful with kids. Blanca brings her passion for animals and humane education to communities throughout southern Monterey County. Blanca makes sure more children and families have the opportunity to learn about compassion, responsible pet care, animal welfare, and the human-animal bond right in their own communities. We are so lucky to have Blanca on our team, on my team, and we cannot wait to see the impact she will continue to make across South Monterey County. Enjoy. Blanca, thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Dawn, for having me. I'm so excited for our podcast episode.
I know, me too. Me too. So Blanca works on my team, so I'm very excited to have her. She's in the next room most of the time when I'm recording other podcasts with other people, so it's so exciting to have her here.
It's always nice to be on the other side of the door.
So, Blanca, what is your title?
So I am the South County Community Educator. I've only been here a year, right? I'm only as old as the role is. I'm the first in my role.
That's exciting. That's cool because you get to kind of, set the tone and set the bar for it. So how would you describe what you do to somebody who has no idea what we do here at the SPCA?
So I always like to say that I'm just a teacher outside of the classroom. I still put together the curriculum, still put together lessons. I still get to walk into classrooms and give lessons. I still have a wonderful team that I get to work with and collaborate with. I get to bounce ideas off of them, right? So it's still a lot of the stuff that I was doing as a teacher. But now I'm outside of the classroom. I get to visit different cities, different teachers, different students. And so I feel like, in a way, I'm making more of an impact, right? Because now my reach is even larger. While being a classroom teacher is amazing, it's always it can be a little restricting, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm
a teacher outside of the classroom.
So I'm a little bit biased because, you work on my team. So I think in animal welfare, education is so vital. And what you and Miss Kennedy, who we're going to interview at a different time, you do such amazing work with the kids. And you guys are talking to the next generation of pet owners and future community members and deciders, of all kinds of things. And so what you do to tap in to their kindness and their empathy is really going to make them better citizens, not just animal
No,
people.
I agree. And I think we are tapping into their kindness and their empathy. But I always think that sometimes a little bit of the bad habits that we have aren't innate habits. They're habits that we've learned. They're attitudes that were taught to us, right? So we're tapping into their kindness and we're tapping into their empathy. But I think it's something that's already within them. We're just nurturing it.
Yeah.
And letting them know that, let's nurture that. Let's let that grow. Let's make the most of what we can with our time here. Let's just be better humans, right?
And they get to make their own decisions.
Yep.
What kind of pet owners they want to be or how their attitudes are going to be towards animals and other people. And I think it's vital what you guys are doing. And you do such a beautiful, beautiful job.
It's such a wonderful job. It's so exciting meeting different kids, all from different communities, different walks of life.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about you. So let's talk about who Blanca is. So now tell me, where are you from?
So I was born in Mexico, but I was raised in Salinas. So most of my life was based in Salinas. I worked a little bit in South County, right? So I like to consider Salinas a little bit of South County, right? Because South County, if you don't know, is also called the Salinas Valley. And so I think the Salinas Valley starts with Salinas, and we're all just a big, wonderful agricultural community. There might be miles and minutes between us, but I think we're all just a bigger agricultural community.
Now, when did you move from Mexico to Salinas?
I moved here with my parents when I was 3 going on 4. So I was pretty young. Most of my life was in Salinas.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. Do you currently have pets?
I do not, Dawn. I currently do not. Back in October, I sadly, unfortunately, lost my Mulan. And I just don't think that I'm ready. And that's something that I talk to the kids a lot, is just like making sure that you feel you're ready for a pet. Not only are you emotionally ready, but is your home ready for the animal? Have you looked into what kind of enclosures they should be in, what kind of enrichment you should provide, and just evaluating whether you're ready for a pet or not. And I'm currently not ready. So
yeah. And you will know when that time is. Well, I have to say, we all here in the office got to meet Mulan, and Mulan was a lovely, lovely dog. And so we were all very sad for you when she left us. So, and we could see what a good doggy mama you were to her. So.
She was such an easy dog to raise. She was so calm. She was the best.
Yeah, she was so sweet, so sweet. So when you were a kid, what did you think you wanted to be when you grew up?
Actually, so it shifted a little bit, like most, childhood dreams do. But when I was little, I actually really did want to be a teacher, because I adored my first grade teacher, Miss Moore. She was so incredible. I always thought she was just the absolute most adorable person ever. Not only did she have a really kind heart, but she had these like beautiful golden curls, and I always thought it was so cute. I loved her so, 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 so much. And so I always thought that I wanted to be her when I grow up, right? And I also grew up watching Matilda a lot. So both me and my brother had our own movies that we'd watch on repeat. For my brother, it was Aladdin. For me, it was Matilda. And so I would just watch Matilda over and over and over again. And I'm sure my parents got a little bit annoyed, right? They got tired of it. But I loved that movie. And so because I loved Miss Honey, I had my own Miss Honey, Miss Moore. And like I said, I loved Miss Moore. I loved seeing her teach, the way that she taught with so much kindness, so much empathy. She was just so gentle with us. And while every teacher has their own style, I always felt like she had a way of managing the classroom that made us feel both comfortable. She earned so much respect from her kids. And I just thought it was incredible the way that she did it. Again, through gentleness. We were never yelled at. We were never scolded. It was just like a mutual respect that we had for her. And it always just felt amazing. And I loved her.
Teachers are such a huge
part of our lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as I listen to you, as you're describing
More.
Yeah, as you're describing her, I'm looking at you and I'm like, that's exactly how you are.
Oh, I would hope so.
That is exactly how you are, because I've seen you in action with the kiddos, and all the things that you described is exactly that. So before I go even further, one of the things that I do before, and of course we've already kind of started rolling with the interview, but I like to give my interviewees a compliment, because I think it's important that the folks out there understand who the people who work at the SPCA, who you guys are, and, what you contribute. We're a big campus. There are a lot of people here, and it's made up of a lot of wonderful people. And you, my friend, and of course, again, I'm going to keep saying this, I am very biased because you're on my team, and I'm so lucky to have you. We have such an amazing team.
We really do.
We do.
Like I said, it's amazing how we're able to bounce ideas off of each other. And we all have slightly different roles.
Yeah.
But it's nice that we're able to have an open door policy.
Yeah.
Just talk to each other so open.
And we have fun. We have a good time.
Yeah, we have a great time.
So, and for you, Miss Blanca, my compliment to you is, I have so many compliments for you, but you are, again, like what you described, this wonderful Miss Moore teacher person that clearly had an influence on you. You're so kind and you are so easy to talk to, and you ask questions that are amazing, and you really, truly, I know you care about what you do and deeply. And you're amazing, and you're so smart. And I'm so lucky to have such an intuitive person doing this kind of work for us. The SPCA is very lucky to have someone like you because you have such great intuition, and you ask great questions, and you know what our kiddos in this community, in the South County community, because that's where you're focused, you know what they need. And I'm blessed. We're so blessed to have you. And you're just also a lot of fun.
I hope so. I mean, I think this team itself is just so much fun. So it's easy to be a fun person when you're part of a fun team.
Yeah, I really appreciate you.
Well, thank
and
you,
we all
Dawn.
appreciate you. So that's my compliments. I'm sure more will come as we talk. So
Thank you, Dawn.
thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Dawn.
Have animals always played a role for you?
I think they have. As far as I can remember, I've always had a dog, a cat. I've always loved to just pet everybody else's dogs and cats, which is why it's really important that we talk to the kids about how to safely interact with them.
Yeah.
Right? But I think they've always played a role in my life. I remember growing up, my dad would come back. He used to work as a contractor. And so he would come back from just his various jobs, and he'd bring us like little lizards or frogs that he'd find around. Just little critters that he'd find. And it was always really fun to just see him get home, find a little animal. We talk about the animals in our neighborhood. It's just always been fun. I think I'm really lucky to have parents that are also very big animal lovers, huge empaths.
Yeah, and that's also very evident. I can see that in you. So what were you like as a kid?
Funny enough, so me and my coworker, right, the wonderful Miss Kennedy, were talking about that last night. We went to a tabling event, so we were just talking about the kids that we saw there and, who we saw ourselves in. So as a child, I think I'm pretty much the same as I am right now. I think I'm a homebody, love to stay home, right? As an adult, very calm, and that's how I was when I was a kid too. So didn't really like to go out. My parents would take us out. We'd go to amusement parks, but I always really enjoyed being home. I was always just best at home. I like to read, like to play games, like puzzles. So I always really liked home. I was always a very calm kid. When I was growing up, I think I always felt like I was just a very emotional, very sensitive child. And I've only grown even more sensitive. I think I'm very calm, very emotional, very sensitive.
I see the sensitivity in you.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one of the reasons you're so good at what you do. You're like your parents, you said empath.
Yeah.
So I definitely see that.
Daughter of two empaths, I can only be even more.
So would you say that Miss Moore was maybe the most influential person in your life, or is there other people?
Well, there's tons of people, but of my teachers, the one I remember the most is Miss Moore. Just the way that she led with such gentleness. I think that's the way that I want to be as a teacher, right? The way that Miss Honey was so kind to Matilda. It's the same way that I want to be both with my kids and with my students. But I was also impacted by my parents. Like I said, they're just very sensitive people, very they have a lot of empathy. And so I grew up with a lot of empathy. My little brother, even though he is younger than me, I think that I learned a lot by being raised with him, by growing up with him. So I think the biggest impacts are my parents, my brother, and Miss Moore, who I love so dearly. And even 20 years after the last time that I saw her, I still think of her.
So, what about the SPCA do you find inspiring?
I think it's inspiring the way that we have such an ever-changing population because we do take in a lot of dogs, but we also get a lot of them adopted out, and it's so wonderful to see each one of their journeys. I really like to just follow up on everybody's story. I love that a lot of our adopters will send us emails and they'll let us know how their little pets are doing. It's always wonderful just to see the way that they've progressed, how their journey has continued. So I think that's such an inspiring thing about the shelter is just that every animal has a journey and we're able to follow it.
How do you feel about the staff?
How do I feel about the staff? I love the staff. I can't speak to everybody's level of empathy, but I think that we're all such empathetic people. I feel like I've found a place where we're all on a similar level. Like I said, growing up, I always thought that I was really sensitive. And so now getting to be around a group that is all just very sensitive, we all kind of just wear our heart on our sleeve. It almost feels like, oh, I found a place here.
It's nice to feel like you belong, huh?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
So,
yeah. There are always a lot of it to talk to.
So you've been here a year. You've been with us for a year. What surprised you the most when you first started?
That's a great question. I thought the outreach part of my job would be a lot easier, right? I knew it would be a challenge, right? Because we still need to reach everybody from South County and North County. But I thought more people would be just so welcoming towards our programs, and I feel like it's taking a little bit longer, but that's okay because good things take time. It's all right.
But, a lot of times people don't always think SPCA, maybe they have educational programs. A lot of people don't make that connection. And so sometimes getting the word out, even though sometimes it feels like we're doing it till we're blue in the face, not everyone hears it. It can be challenging.
It can be a little bit of a challenge. It hasn't been too much, but I just thought it's going to be super easy. Everybody's going to want us at their schools. Everybody's going to want us in their classroom. And it's taken a while, but that's all right.
What do you find the most challenging? What are you hearing?
I honestly think a lot of teachers might not know how we could connect our lessons to their classrooms, right? I think for some it might seem a little abstract. What does animal safety have to do with my class? But it has a lot to do with your class. I think that we could all just learn a lot from learning how to care for animals and just being more empathetic. But I think they're not able to see it yet. It's still kind of an abstract, but the way that it connects to the way that your students are going to grow up, it might seem like something so small right now. But I think a huge issue that we have right now is kids, teenagers feeling alone, right? There's a lot of bullying. And I feel like even just the smallest little lesson or just taking the time to think about how can we care for others, how are we loving each other, I think that would make a huge impact. We're also able to connect to your curriculum. So 3rd grade, I know that they're learning about adaptations. So we have a lesson on animal abilities, which connects right into their curriculum. We're also able to work with teachers to see how it fits into their class schedule, how it fits into their plans for the year. If they just want to focus on how can we match a shelter animal to their human, how can we make connections, how can we notice patterns, we have an adoption match next to that. If they just want to focus on reading, right, because literacy has been a huge issue, we have a pause to read program that helps a lot. It might seem like, oh, they're small visits, but I think they make a huge impact.
I mean, teachers are busy, and we definitely understand, teachers have to plan their day and the curriculum and how it all flows. And so, like you said, it's abstract. What? I'm going to bring these people in and disrupt my flow. But we can be a big part of that flow.
Yeah, and we can make sure that it works into your curriculum. We want to work with you, not against you. We're trying to work with your curriculum to make sure that it connects. And even if it is a little abstract, I always think that it's a great opportunity for the kids to kind of expand what they're learning. So it's not always just lesson, right? We're giving them something a little bit extra.
They're not just learning stuff. I mean, it's about how to connect to one another. And I think that kids feeling alone and a little isolated and bringing animals into that, I mean, I think that's a wonderful point. That's a wonderful way to get them to connect to their feelings, but also maybe to each other. a little bit more. So I think that was a really interesting point you brought up.
Yeah, I think it starts with the animals, right?
Mhm.
But it can grow into something so big and just
Yeah.
being more considerate of each other, just taking the time to think about each other, right? Because it's so easy for us to get in our own little safe spaces and only think of ourselves, right? But we need to learn to go beyond ourselves, reach out to
Mhm.
people, talk to people more, see how many friends we can make,
Mm.
just be more compassionate towards each other.
What's your favorite thing about what you do?
My favorite thing about what I do, again, it's just the wonderful team that we have. We have so much fun here that it doesn't feel like work. I know it is, and I work very hard, but it doesn't feel like work because it feels just kind of like we're such a collaborative team. I love our team. I also love that we're able to reach counties that might not otherwise be able to visit us, right? Because we love our Salinas community.
Mhm.
We love Marina and Seaside. But they have a little bit more of an opportunity to come visit us, and so it's always nice to go to South County and kinda take our shelter to them,
Yes.
right?
And I feel like I say this in every episode that our county, Monterey County, for those people who don't live here, our county is ginormous.
It's
It's a
huge.
huge county. So when we're talking about South County versus like
The
the
peninsula.
peninsula, that's like 3 hours to get to some of the places on either side of the county. So having someone specifically for South County is amazing. And you're our first educator for South County. So yeah, Blanca's getting the word out there and making us, our education program, more accessible to communities that are a little further away from the hub. So it's so great. What would you say what's the most difficult part about what you do?
For one, it is just trying to reach people, but it's also getting the message across that, our programs are essential is the most difficult thing because it's trying to convince people of your mission, so that can always be a little bit challenging.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I think it can be. I mean, what we do in the shelter and all of that, what we're trying to do in the ed program is spread the word about what we're doing as an organization, but it's beyond that as well. So,
And I was able to attend the APHE conference, which was wonderful. And it was wonderful being able to talk to different people and seeing how it's also a little bit difficult for them to
mhm,
kind of convince people, to tell people the importance of our mission, what our mission actually
mhm,
is, why we should have humane education in classrooms. Because there's a lot of teachers that are willing to listen. But again, I think it's a little bit abstract for some people. I think they see the value of math and English, but I don't think they're seeing the importance that just teaching them
mhm.
empathy could have in the kids' lives.
Yeah, the more human part
The more
of
human
it.
part,
So,
exactly.
and yes, we do want to give a shout. I'm so glad you brought them up, APHE.
The Association for Professional Humane Educators.
It's a wonderful organization. It's a wonderful group that we've belonged to for a very long time. The conferences are amazing. You get to connect with other humane educators, and a lot of times you probably find you have some of the same challenges,
Mhm.
which is really neat, and you can bounce ideas off of each other, and it's such a great little community. So I'm glad you're giving them a shout out because it's fantastic. It's such a great resource. What's something surprising you've learned about yourself since working here?
Something surprising. You know, I I'm not I mean, I know what I'm capable of, and I mean, I know myself pretty well, but I did not know that I came off as such a bubbly person. That was genuinely the biggest shock to me. I I think the way that I see myself is very, doom and gloom, and I feel like I just kind of always look a little tired.
Oh,
And so to find out that other people see me as bubbly, it makes a lot of sense, right? Because I am a teacher, or I was a teacher, and so I see why people would see me as bubbly, but I did not perceive myself as bubbly, so that was genuinely the biggest shock to me is that I'm bubbly.
you are. You are bubbly. You are a breath of fresh air. And it comes from a very authentic place. So, That's what I observe. So
Thank
I
you,
think,
Dawn.
so I'm surprised to hear you say that the doom and gloom part. I'm like, what? I mean, we all have that in us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we all have quieter moods, but no, that surprises me.
In my mind, I'm Wednesday and
Wednesday Adams.
Wednesday Adams.
That is so funny. Okay, so what are you most proud of? And it doesn't have to be work related. What are you most proud of?
I'm just so proud of how the kids are becoming animal advocates. The proudest moment that I've had was probably I think it must have been November or December, but it was towards the end of the first semester. I was walking around one of the schools that I had been visiting for a while, and I was walking around and I see this little kid kind of running up towards me and the dog. And usually I'm the first one to say oh no, I'm so sorry. We don't pet right now. We have to wait until we're in a safe space. Just give us some time, or just not right now, right? No, thank you, friend. But I didn't even have to do it. One of the kids actually came up and told his classmate, "No, we don't just run up to a dog." And I go, "Yes, thank you. Exactly, friend. Yes, we don't just run up to a dog. We could scare them, right? We're intimidating. We don't want to scare them. We don't want to make them feel like they're in an unsafe area, right? We want to make sure that we're animal advocates." And I didn't even have to say anything. It was the kids themselves.
That's incredible. That is
It's
a proud
amazing.
moment. That is a proud moment because you know that they get it.
Yes.
That child understands, and that's huge.
It's wonderful. And I'm looking forward to this year because I already know that I'm going to get to visit some classrooms that I've already visited that have probably been part of Animal Club for a while. But it's just so fun to get to visit classrooms that I've already visited, get to see familiar faces. I also really loved this one moment when I was in a classroom. I feel like kids are just so unique and they all have different interests, right? So it's always wonderful when we're able to kind of nurture some of those interests. And I remember I went into this one fifth grade classroom and I loved that this little kid was so interested in the guinea pigs. It really felt like we were hitting his niche, just that was his zone. He loves animals, and it was always wonderful to see him in class and see how interested he was, to see one of his interests actually come to him, to have a part of the day that was kind of more geared towards him, right? I mean, it's for all kids, but I think he really enjoyed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, you just never know, too, what's going to set off that light bulb.
There's some kids that are very into math, some that were really into English, some that, language arts, right? Some that really love PE.
Mm-hmm.
But then we have maybe some of the quieter kids that like to read books about frogs, or maybe they're really into guinea pigs. They love to share facts about all the animals that they're into. Yeah. And so, little shout out to one of our lessons. We're going to be doing animal abilities. So if there's any kids out there that really like fun facts about animals, or they just like to learn about the little fun things that animals have adapted, we have a lesson.
That's amazing.
Might be something you're into.
So that was a little preview of
a little promo.
A little promo preview of one of the lessons coming up. So teachers, you got to give us a call and get on it. What's something that people would be surprised to know about you? Do you have a hobby or something that you love to do that people would be like, whoa, I didn't know that?
No, maybe I should take on a hobby. I like to read, but I think I'm very bad at actually finishing books. I'll start them, and then towards the last 2 chapters, I just drop the book.
Blanca, is there a question that you wish that I had asked you?
No, Dawn, I think all of your questions have been wonderful. I love all your questions.
I just want to thank you for your time.
Well, thank you.
And I know I'll have you back. I know we'll be talking about other things. In fact, Blanca was my co-host.
Yes,
the last little podcast that I did on one of our vaccination microchip events, Blanca helped me out. So she'll probably be helping me again with other things. So thank you so much for your time and your talent. And I can't say it enough how lucky I personally feel to have you on my team. And yeah, you're incredible. Thank you so much for all that you do and your love for animals and your love for the kiddos and for us here at the SPCA.
Thank you, Dawn. Oh, I could cry. But thank you, Dawn. It was wonderful talking to you. Thank you so much for inviting me into your office, into your space.
Thank you all for tuning in. We would love to hear from you. If you have questions or just want to say hello, you can drop me an email at dfenton@spcamc.org. And yes, please drop me an email. I want to hear from you. You can find more information about all of our programs and services at spcamc.org. A tremendous thank you to all SPCA staff, volunteers, and board of directors. And of course, a heartfelt thank you to our generous supporters. We at SPCA Monterey County could not do what we do for the animals and people in our community without you. If you would like to support us, and that would be most appreciated and absolutely amazing, you can find that information at spcamc.org. If you like what you hear, please drop a like or give us a rating on whatever platform you listen in on. Those ratings help us reach a lot more animal lovers, so please do that for us. That would be amazing. I'm Dawn Fenton, signing off until next time. As always, much unconditional love to you and your pets from us here at SPCA Monterey County.